What's up guys, JohnOrigins here today, bringing you a Pokemon Black and White 2 Wi-Fi battle. This time playing against Jini101, playing some OU, and I have got to say, this is probably the best game I've had in quite a long time. It is a 40-turn thriller with action in every possible corner, predictions and all that jazz, using a new team. And it's extremely weak to water, which he has 3 of them because it's a rain team, and that Latios probably has surf, so yeah, that's fun. I realised as soon as I got into the team preview for this matchup that, oh crap, I have loads of things weak to water, so that's unfortunate. I do have my Jellicent, who's going to be a star player for this matchup, so hopefully it can do well. And then my team's actually based around the Haxorus in the far right, so hopefully that can do work in this game. Apart from that, I suppose we'll just end up getting into the game. So let's begin. I am going to be leading off with my Jellicent as he leads off with his Politoed, trying to get up that rain. Of course, I have no weather. I don't usually play with weather. Maybe I should run Sun because of all my weaknesses, but yeah, I need to change the team up quite a bit. I end up getting Toxic, he ends up getting Toxic, training our raids around, you know, as you do during a female relationship between the Jellicent and the Politoed. I'm not going to go any further with that. That won't do well for me. He's going to switch out, going to his Latios because, I don't know, he wants to get some damage on me. I end up going for the Shadow Ball. I knew he was... I kind of wanted to get damage off on his Politoed, and my Shadow Ball was the best option there, and he ended up just switching into Latios. It doesn't matter that I got a special defense drop, he does switch out, and he'll probably get that HP back later, because he has a stupid Vaporeon. And ladies and gentlemen, let me tell you about this Vaporeon. It has, I kind of predicted the switch to everything, went for the Scald. I didn't think it'd go into Vaporeon, the bloody Vaporeon. Let me tell you about it though. It's got Rest, obvious, Hydration, Rest, standard. But then he has the Ice Beam, which, sure, pretty standard, as I switched into my Haxorus, big boy Haxorus. He has the Wish as well though, and I think his last move is Toxic, I'm not sure though. I think we see it later in the game, but you know. He's going to switch out, he doesn't think an Ice Beam will kill, and he's not defensive, he's actually special defensive, as you'll see later. I can set up a Dragonite in his face and make a bad play here, because why not go for Stab? Earthquake's not super effective. That was a really stupid play on my part. I do get a bit of damage off, but I think that's more defensive damage, so that's fine. At least I know what set this Swamped's running. But he roars me out, so that's alright. Go into my Jellicent, now what, forced to go into my Jellicent. I'm not actually that fussed by this. I can Toxic the Swampert. I know Swamperts are relatively bulky, and he can Wish Pass to it if he wants to, so getting this Toxic on it really will help me on. He does get the Stealth Rocks though, which won't play a vital part, really. I do have a Donphan if worst comes to worst. It can Rapid Spin away the hazards, and I'm just waiting for a free opportunity to do so. I'm also waiting for a free opportunity to bring back in my Haxorus, but I shall see. It'll take a while for that to happen, I think. But I believe I actually predict the switch into something to take the Scald. So I go into my Keldeo, and turns out he goes to the Vaporeon. I actually go for the Secret Sword here, and this is where I found out he's specially defensive, because he doesn't actually take the Secret Sword very well at all, and there he just goes to the Ice Beam. He does crit me, which is unfortunate, but I don't think in the long run it matters. Like, my Keldeo is quite a boss, he doesn't mind a bit of damage, but I'll go for a second Secret Sword. I do get max damage here, but it's still not quite enough to take him out, and he does end up resting up, which is unfortunate. This thing is a massive pain to me. It's completely stopping me from tearing through with Hydro Pumps with my Keldeo. I know he has a Politoed, but I doubt he could take them relatively well. After a couple, especially if they're rain boosted, it'll do some damage. But this Vaporeon is stopping me. He's wishing, he's resting. Oh god, it's so annoying. But going to my Heat right now, because I figure he's going to switch out maybe into his Latios or Swampert. So I figure I'm probably going to go with my Stealth Rocks. I want, because he's switching, he's predicting quite a bit. I figure I need to get up those hazards and then, you know, stop him from switching time to time again. He goes for Surf. It is rain boosted from a Latios who has massive special attack, but I am specially defensive and I do live it with 40 HP, so that's fun. I do have my Jellicent around, so if I actually want to save my Heat run, I can go into that and try and get some Water Absorb going. But I believe he ends up predicting that very, very well and goes into his Garchomp as I switch into my Jellicent. So that was a great play. He didn't want to just finish off my Heat run there and there. He knew that I had the Jellicent and he knew I probably had Water Absorb, so that was a really good play. And I really wanted that Water Absorb as well, because I'm not at a comfortable range of HP. But at the same time, I know I can't recover on this Garchomp because it has the SD. I figured it'd be SD because I saw the did I see leftovers? Well, I'm pretty sure I saw leftovers. Did I? Well, I saw something, and yeah, because of the stealth rocks I set up. So that's really, really annoying that he's sword stats, because that is a threat and a half. But I ended up just going to my heat round as Death Fighter. I know I need my Jettison because, you know, I can still get it off recover, and if he wants to go for a water type attack, I do have the water absorb on it, and, you know, it's the one thing that's keeping me from losing to water type, so that's always a good sign. But I actually took a while on this move because I wasn't sure if an Icy Wind would kill, but it turns out it does. It does about 80%, so I figured it would kill, and he ends up going to Vaporeon. I could have predicted that because it was kind of obvious, but at the same time, I wasn't sure if it was going to go into his Latios or not. Latios does take that really well. Icy Wind, I did calculate trying the matchup, and it ended about 40%, so I knew I couldn't do that. And but Vaporeon still warding the crap out of all my pokes. My best chance really is to either kill it with the Keldeo with Secret Sword, or potentially get a Dragon Dancer with my Haxorus and try and kill it from there. But they're the only two foreseeable ways of me killing this thing. I can't Toxic Sword it because it has hydration, so that's unfortunate. But my Jettison looking good in the HP now. I'm really happy. I really wish I went Toxic though. I wish I had a heal battle. It was annoying me the whole game that I was Toxic because, you know, I can't continually switch in on things, so I get 6% Toxic damage, and then if I had the Stain and Recover, I get 12%. It just racks up really fast, and I do not like it. But I'll go for the Scald here. I'm pretty sure he's going to switch into his Garchomp to get the Wish up. I do end up burning him, which is very unfortunate, but, you know, what are you going to do? Scott has a 30% chance to burn. I don't want to take pride in that hacks, but, you know, it's going to happen eventually. I was going to Scald again next turn anyway, if I didn't get the burn, but I figure now that it's burned, I actually see this as the perfect time to go into my Dart Fan, take an Earthquake or Outrage, whatever you go for. Go through Earthquake, and then go for the Rapid Spin. Get rid of the Stealth Rocks because they're annoying me now. I've had enough of them. I want to get rid of them, so that's exactly what I'm going to do with my Dart Fan. I believe he actually switching out into his Conkeldurr here, which was, I don't know why, it was quite an odd switch. I am defensive. I do take hits very well on the defensive side, so I was really expecting a Vaporeon or the Latios to come in, but turns out this guy comes in, and Earthquake, ladies and gentlemen, from a Dart Fan with no real investment, does around half, which is really, really great. But he goes for the Ice Punch. I know I can take this really well, but he freezes me. Yeah, Freezer. Woo, yeah. So now I definitely can't kill with the Earthquake. Let's try on 4. Can I on 4? Yeah, I can. Praise the Lord. Praise Jesus. So go for the Earthquake. He lives though. So my Dart Fan dies, and then the Conkeldurr dies to toxic damage, which is fun. So, you know, to be fair, I'm looking great, honestly, because I've lost my 2 defensive walls. Yay! Well, I've lost my special defensive heat round and my defensive Dart Fan, but it's alright because I have Jettison, and my Dart Fan and my heat round were just weak to water anyway, so I didn't need them. I only have my 4 guys left. I think he still has 5. I'm not sure if I've killed anything apart from the Conkeldurr at this point. So I am down on Pokemon, but oh well. I do have my Jettison. Just. Is that, what is it, like 2 HP after Toxic? No, 27. It's next turn. But he ends up predicting something. Predicting me to save it for later as Death Fighter because Star Fox are on the field. I just stayed in and went for the Scald, not the Shadow Ball. Why would I go for Shadow Ball? But trying to get a burn, to be honest. But he brings in the Vaporeon, and I prayed to the heavens that I'd lift this Toxic. And I do with 2 HP, and because I outspeed, well, I don't, but because he's not wanting to kill off my Jettison, I suppose, because it's such a big wall to his team, I can go for the Recover, get my HP back up to around half after Toxic. I don't know, about 30%, something like that. So maybe 40%. 40%. So I'm looking better now. I really should have gone for the Recover again, but I believe because of the Wish happening, I wanted to get the Scald on the Swampert and see if it would kill, because I knew he was bringing this thing in. It made the most sense to bring in the Swampert, but my Scald doesn't do as much as I was planning it to do. So unfortunately, the Swampert's back at a reasonable amount of HP, which completely limits my Haxorus' ability to sweep. So, you know, he's got team. It's annoying me, but I'm still trying to work on it. That Vaporeon is central, like the core to his team with its recovery, and but he ends up just getting his Star Fox back up, which I don't mind. I end up getting a free switch into my Cardio. So now I can go for the Secret Sword, expecting the Vaporeon to kill him because come in because that's the most obvious thing. But he brings in the Politoed for some reason, and I go for the Secret Sword, and I'm hoping it'll do a bit of damage. It doesn't do as much. The Politoed is probably more defensive than anything. I mean, he does have the Vaporeon and the Latios, which are especially bulky. So while the Latios isn't invested, probably, but it's still very especially bulky. So, you know, giving himself some more defensive bulk with the Swampert and Pyrotoad ain't that bad. Well, either way, I don't 2-hit KO him, but the Toxic is helping me. He'll die next turn to Toxic damage, and then he protects, which was... I thought about this in my mind for a bit, see if it was a good play or a bad play. I concluded that it was a good play, in the sense... No, it wouldn't have mattered, really, if I killed him off or protected him. Really, he's just... Yeah. Yeah, I don't... Oh, that was a mistake on my part, the thing came up. I was a bit annoyed. That was 16 minutes into the original recording, my security came up, but... I don't know, it was a fine play, I suppose. I'm not sure why he went for protect, though. Who knows? But I let my Jellicent die to an energy ball, but now I have the free switch into my Haxorus. Finally, like 30 turns into the battle, I get the free switch into this guy, and ladies and gentlemen, this guy is a boss. So I know I can freely set up a Dragon Dance. Power, raw power. I am Lumberry, just in case I get burned or then well, I won't get confused because I, for some reason, don't have Outrage. I was contemplating between Dragon Claw and Outrage, and I decided Dragon Claw because I don't want to be locked in. I end up not killing the Swampert at +1, and he goes for the Avalanche, which was like, whoa, Avalanche, that's going to hurt. I ended up living, which was fun. And, you know, for Swampert, for a defensive set, I would recommend Special instead of Physical. Maybe with Scald and Ice Beam, because, I don't know, you get more damage off, and Scald, you get the burn chance, so I figured that's a bit better. But now Haxorus, on a roll, +1. This very Vaporeon, especially defensive, can it take a hit? If it can, will it be able to Ice Beam me to kill? Nope, it doesn't. Yes. But his Latios is scarred, and I probably don't outspeed it. So that's unfortunate. My Haxorus is going to outspeed. Oh my god, I got a sweep on my way. So, Haxorus cleaning up at the end of the game. All he's got is his Burnt Guard Trap. It can outspeed, and that's going to be the game, people. I ended up winning a 3-0, but it's a really good game. I had to really fight against what my team is weakest to, the water, and then try and get a win in the end. It just worked out really well. I don't know why his Latios didn't outspeed. That's been really troubling me. But if you guys know, tell me why. Because I asked him afterwards, and he was scarce. So I'm pretty sure there's no way I could have outsped him. Maybe he messed with his EVs, but anyway. That's going to be the game, people. And one more thing before I go. I forgot to do this last battle when I was thanking everybody. Alpha Braviary or ZFR, I believe is new YouTube is. Maybe a new YouTube background and icon. I really do like it. And I go check his channel in the description for making that. And check out my new banner and icon if you haven't seen them already. But apart from that, leave a like rating, comment and subscribe. I've been JohnOrigins and I'm out. So, peace.